Good afternoon, ladies and gents. Welcome to another video brought to you by Total Control Traders. So today we got quite a bit of tickers that we're going to go through, but I'm going to try to reduce that so that we keep the video in a relatively reasonable time. And if you have any tickers that you are very interested in and you would like for me to go through, do let me know. Just let me know what kind of tickers you're watching. Happy to take a look at it. All right, let's get into it. First one, SPX. So SPX SPY new all-time high. Same with NAS. Congrats, bulls. Now there is a little bit of concern as of this morning when I was looking at the chart. There's a message that I sent out to the chat room, and now it looks a little bit off. There we go. Okay, so when I was looking at it this morning, where was it? Where is 6 o'clock? 1 o'clock, 6. Okay. Yeah. So I was looking at this upper trend line that has been constantly rejected. And as of Friday, we got over the trend line. And then overnight on Sunday as well as Monday, today morning pre-market, we seem to be holding that trend line. 1 o'clock, we held it. And the message that I sent out to the chat room was, be sure to pay attention to SPX because there is a chance that this could see decent continuation into today. And as the market opened up, or before the market opened up, 6:30 it started running a little bit into 7, and then 7:30 when the market opened, it really started running. So we saw continuation, and then bull flag into the rest of the day until a slight sell-off just before close at 1:30. Yeah, 30 minutes just before close at 1:30, we saw a slight sell-off. Hourly 8 was lost a little bit, but after hours, it has been saved. So we're going to need to see what tomorrow brings. With the way it stands right now, hourly 8 as your guide. Give it a little bit of room in between hourly 8 and the close because we have seen a couple closes under. This one was 0.02% close under with a 0.05% wick. This one is 0.01 to 0.04, so somewhere around that. You know, if you're putting SPX, give it about 0.07% maybe from that hourly 8 if you want to keep a tight stop. So since the run, you know, there's been 2 instances where we lost it slightly. So tomorrow, if we're to see the same exact kind of pattern, which can be expected, you know, overnight tonight as well as going into tomorrow pre-market, so it just goes sideways into the open with another bull formation into a bull flag into close. So SPX is looking great. There's no significant red flags on it. Today we're going to do a market deep dive. I want to make sure that, you know, there's the market is still looking okay, because I've been noticing that as the market makes new highs, my watch list or the things that I'm interested in getting in or adding have been slowly increasing. And the last few times, the last couple of times, maybe probably more than 2, that this happened, where we usually go with it, you know, there's like a decent setup. At least if there's a decent setup, good setup, we will definitely take a position. But last time this happened, the market started pulling back. So just do note that the 1-to-1 extension target of the most, no, this is a weekly, so something very worth noting. Yeah, this is the last higher low into the higher high into the higher low, and based on that, the weekly 1-to-1 extension target is coming up at 45.58. So just understand that target right there. We could see a decent rejection from there. The last 1-to-1 extension target at 44.90, we saw very minimal rejection, came back to touch the 88, and we saw continuation. Now there is a daily bear divergence, but if we were to continue into that 45.58, we could potentially negate the current bear divergence. If we were to reject from tomorrow, actually no, this was the daily bear divergence. So now it's been potentially negated we still need to see ideally making over the 69 RSI. All right. Anyways, so last time we noticed that there's a lot of tickers, potentially too many tickers, and the market started pulling back. So let's take a market deep dive today. Next is NAS. So NAS, strong bull day, which is somewhat expected. Always keep an eye on the QQQ IWM. When we're looking at this, when it made to 1.72, 1.73, we did talk about how going forward, at least for the next couple of days, next few days, Russ should see relative strength comparing to NAS, which we did. It rejected from the GP, came back to the trend line. So always watch this trend line. It has seen one rejection, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the 5th bounce from this trend line already on QQIWM. And because it's a double index kind of chart, it's not going to work perfectly off of a trend line. Anytime it gets close to it, just pay very close attention to it, because essentially it's like looking at SPY versus SPX. You won't get that after hour information. That's why there's some little gaps here, a little gap here. Essentially just know what you're looking at. Okay, so there is a good chance that we will see a double top at 172, 173 before another rejection. As the way it stands right now, as of today, NAS is stronger than Russ, much stronger than Russ, and that's why we're seeing a huge bounce. Now let's go back to NAS. 1 to 2.72, I believe it is. Yeah, 1 to 2.72 extension is coming up at 115,640. Now let's get rid of that. 15,640. We did make over this previous trend line that was support, multiple support, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 supports before breaking down, and it became resistance, immediate back test that we talked about before the bounce from the GP. And now we got over that trend line. This one I drew last night to see if there's going to be any reaction, but it looks like we just blasted right through it. So this might not work. Maybe it's over here kind of thing. We're gonna have to take a look, but there is that 1 to 2.72 extension right at 15,640. So if we were to reject from here, there is no bear divergence. We'll be looking for a healthy consolidation, potentially daily higher low. So this is not exactly a daily higher low. This is a daily bull flag and a saw confirmation. We could be looking for a daily higher low. In this case, let's say that if we're looking at a daily higher low, 0.382 lines up with that bull flag low. So keep an eye out for that. Next is Russ. Decent, very healthy consolidation today. Back into that 4-hour 8. We held the 4-hour 8 and back into that top end of the key zone, as well as the previous resistance, 2260, 2266. We got down to 2281. No, there we go, 2262. Yeah, so it was right around that previous resistance, multiple rejections around that area, and now we are seeing support from it. Daily is still a bull flag for now. Potential bull flag 4-hour is held. So as long as daily 8 is held, there is a chance for further upside. Do understand that 4 hours already was overbought. So this, considering how far overbought it was, plus the hourly bear divergence, this is an extremely healthy consolidation. Right now it is forming an hourly long-term bear flag. There's a potential that we're going to see follow through tomorrow, but we're I personally decided not to play bears because I want to see how this plays out. Just because of how little the pullback has been, we could see further upside before a reversal towards the downside pressure. Anyways, RSI 8 hours okay. Daily, there's no red flags. Not overbought either. Daily RSI is only at 50 some. So this could continue to go. And next is Dow. Okay, so the ideal scenario did not work out. We wanted to see if there was continuation following on Friday. Yeah, if there was continuation to the bear side on Friday, and we could be looking at this scenario, but there wasn't. There was immediate buy up, so this scenario is now negated. It could still play out, but the chances are less likely now. The reason why we had that is to show the potential for ideal entry with a GP lining up with a lower money line. And speaking of the money line, one thing I did want to mention, with Moneyline, you know, it's worked out for a lot of trades for us so far, but it is not a guarantee. You know, there's a lot of charts I'm noticing where the potential of starting to lose Moneyline. So as that happens, we're going to adjust our strategy. All right, next is US dollars. Unable to make it to the trend line for a 5th time. Healthy consolidation. We do not want to lose the low. There is a potential of losing this previous higher low at 92.47. So from here, if we're to see a lower low, there is a chance of forming a lower high and trend reversal for US dollars. Daily bear divergence. Lack of follow through. Negated. Nothing is just nothing. No major red flags on US dollars. No major red flag for the market or US dollars. If you start seeing big bull momentum in US dollars, that could be a potential red flag. But there is a couple resistances up ahead at 94.302 and 94.742. All right, next is gold. A little bit of a potential warning sign for the market with the break over the short-term trend line. Bullish, increasing bull volume. Today is low bear volume, so there is a chance that we can see an immediate backtest before a next leg move up. Gonna need to break over this resistance area around 1828, 1834. Once that is broken, we'll be potentially looking up. Okay, so we didn't get to the GP on this last move. Let's see. And we rejected the GP from this move. Yeah. Oh, that GP. Okay, never mind. This GP lines up with previous resistance. I would imagine even if we were to see immediate backtest, we probably will see some sort of reaction around 1825 to 1832. Multiple rejections in this area. All right, next is 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Bonds. US 10-year yield. We are still seeing reaction around this trend line. Slight rejection so far. Not very notable. Seems like it's decreasing bearish action. So from here, what we could see is coming down tomorrow to this trend line before actual break over. So it's double top. If we don't bounce from this trend line, we could be looking at a new low because it is double top. So let's say that is scenario 1. Scenario 2 is we will be looking down to the support right about here. So this is scenario 2. Okay, and based on this, no major red flags for the market yet. We are still stuck in that zone. Next is Bitcoin. Did not take a look at this over the weekend. What happened? So scenario 1, potential upside. Scenario 2, potential downside. Ended up going scenario number 3, just bull flag going sideways. No reaction. It's indecision. It cannot make up this mind. Right now it's let's delete these. Right now it's forming a weekly bull flag. We're waiting for that weekly 8 to catch up. There is not really significant bear volume yet, but on this move up, it was weekly decreasing bull volume. So do make a note of that if you are trading Bitcoin. Weekly decreasing bull volume on the way up. We could, if we start seeing weekly increasing bear volume, this could very well come down very easily into the GP at least. So let's see, there we go. So I'll be looking somewhere like that. And as for this one, Yeah, it's still an interesting part to stall. We stalled on a previous support instead of anywhere on the fib. So this move particularly did not respond to fibs that well, whereas majority of the previous moves that I've charted, they responded to fibs well. Even this one, you know, this drop down, we held the GP 4 times before a bounce upwards. All right, next is HIVE. Okay, so still in that potential wedge, we're going to need to give it a couple more days. A few more days, we're going to need to determine where the upper trend line and the lower trend line is, if it's in the wedge. As long as this GP hold, there should not be a major concern. Yeah, just sideways action. Earnings is coming up on Wednesday. Looks like a lot of gap down green, gap up green, gap down green. Yeah, it looks like a lot of gap down greens over the last few days, and it's just like the bulls are trying to hold at 88. So nothing very interesting on HIVE as of yet, and let's get into the hottest tickers. Before we do, just want to take a moment to thank you guys for watching our video as well as subscribing to the channel. We are reaching 200 subscribers, and that is very, very much appreciated. Thank you everyone for watching the videos. In case you did not know, there is a 7-day free trial that's currently being offered to our chat room. Free trial, no strings attached. Check us out at totalcontroltraders.com. All right, let's get into the hottest tickers. First one, Apple, new all-time high. Congrats, Apple bulls. So still in that channel. Might have to redraw this upper trend line. Let's see how this works. Oh, broke bull. So this one did get overshot. This one got overshot as well. This one got slightly overshot. Nope, actually it was right on. There's a potential for overshooting before coming back down. Bull volume looks amazing. Increasing bull volume. We're gonna need to see continuation tomorrow. If we do, the 1-to-1 extension of, where did I draw this from? Within the wedge, the low to the high to the higher low. The bigger picture 1-to-1 extension target, we are looking at 158.20. So that might line up with QQQ IWM. You know, if it continues to go to 1.72, 1.73. Before another rejection, that would give Apple more room to run to 158.2. Now we are over this short-term 1-to-1 extension target where we saw almost rejection from it. This one was, oh, it's not short-term. It's actually from this split move. So higher low to higher high. Okay. How come I'm missing a short-term on this one? Did it get over already? Let's take a look. Okay, so it did get over already. 1.618. Okay, so short-term wise, from the low, yeah, from this low to the higher low, we're looking at 158.52. So multiple resistance up ahead. This one is already broken. No need to worry about it anymore. If it lets me select it, come on. All right. So there's a chance, because of how these two line up there, I can't see a chance that it's just shooting straight up to 160, just under 160 before ejecting. Apple is looking great. It is a momentum play now. We are looking at a new all-time high. Even the channel is moving upwards. So on the consolidations, you know, 1, 2, 3, 1, no, 1, 2. We are missing still a rejection. I would say we're somewhat missing a rejection from this upper trend line. There's 3 supports from down here. You could call this a rejection. Regardless, right now is a momentum play. Big decent bull volume and big price action upwards. All right, next is Amazon. Oh, spend a little bit too much time on market deep dive, so gonna have to speed this up a little bit. Amazon looking great. We are in that We did get over the resistance, the key resistance we're talking about from this previous resistance, as well as the support at about 33.94. 3400 was the key to break. We did break over and close above with increasing bull volume today. We're seeing a slight wick off of the key zone, the bottom of the key zone right now. We are in the gap fill territory. There's no reason for personally, I think there's no reason for selling right now. We are a little bit extended from the daily. Could be looking at a daily higher low. So, if you're not in, this Amazon is looking amazing. We held the GP, bouncing from the GP. Lost the trend line a little bit, but no, that's okay. Breakdown, fake out, did not see follow through, and huge movement upwards. Very little bear volume now. So that is very notable. Very little bear volume now. There's lack of sellers. If we're to form a higher low, we'll be looking to add to the position. And daily is now overbought. Already is overbought. So was overbought. We will be looking at a hourly higher low. Yeah, we'll be looking for a hourly higher low, and then from there we'll be looking for adding to the position. And if you look at the 4 hours, we're unable to close in the zone. Just right at the bottom of the key zone was rejection. All right, next is, what is it? Netflix. Not a chart, not a ticker that's usually on my top watch, and that's why we missed this one. And last time we looked at it, I was looking at this upper channel, resistance channel. Yeah, upper resistance channel. I don't use this too often, but I've been noticing a little bit more and more of this. The other way you could draw this, where is it? Must be here. So the other way you could draw this is just use a highlighter and just go like that kind of thing. Anyways, so upper resistance channel, and I'm not seeing any money line. It is, regardless, it is in a daily, weekly uptrend. Right in that must break area. Upon the break of 757, let's take a look at closer time frames. No. Upon the break and close above the current key zone that we're in, there is a very decent chance that we can see new all-time high. We might need to see a higher low formed first. So from here, what we could be looking at is rejection from this high, and then higher daily higher. Oh, it's run quite a. Daily is nearing overbought. And then new high would form a bear divergence and come straight back down kind of thing. So if you're not in, it's risk to reward doesn't really make sense to me anymore, in the sense that we are nearing that daily overbought already. I would imagine, yep, 4 hours overbought. Potential for bearish divergence already is not overbought, is cooling down a little bit. But yeah, just a chart to keep on top watch, because it is potentially coming into new all-time high. Long-term sideways action, similar to for those of you that have watched the video from before. If you remember what happened to NVDA and AMD, similar idea. Let's take a look. NVDA, long-term sideways action. When you do see breakout, you are gonna see amazing moves. This one is so far, NVIDIA is already almost 100% since the beginning of the breakout. So Netflix might take some time. Long-term sideways action. When it does start breaking out, do not hesitate into new all-time high momentum play. We should see very nice follow through on Netflix. All right, next is Tesla. We broke over the key resistance today. Ooh, nice. Closed near the high. 9 cents off. Closed near the high of day with 9 cents off only, and after hours is up a little bit. This was a potential wedge that I was tracking. Potential, just drew it today, but doesn't seem to be working. Anyways, so regardless, we are seeing a close over the major resistance of 726, 729, 730. Let's just call it 730. Increasing bull volume chart looks amazing. The first target we're looking at is from this low to the high, 120 extension target at 750, 150. And the main target that we're looking at is from this move. This move and higher low, 774.31 at the near that top of the key zone around 780. There's no reason to sell on Tesla yet, unless you're oversized, of course. Really love the chart. We should see follow through tomorrow, based on this close. A lot of the tickers from last week and the week before, I've noticed, HIVE day close, we tend to open up lower. Let's see if it happens to Tesla. If it doesn't, okay, let's say both scenarios, cover both bases. Okay, if we do see gap up, what you want to see is a immediate gap fill before running up further. If we do see gap down, what you want to see is immediate buy up continuation. Okay, Tesla is looking great regardless. Next is Twitter. Okay, so just noticed this today because Twitter is usually not on my top watch either. We are seeing a bounce from Moneyline again. We've seen 1, 2, 3, almost 3, 4, lost it, but then immediately bought up again. 6, 7 touches now on this Moneyline. Okay, and this is the one that I was referring to, that just in case, Moneyline has made us very good money so far. Every single time it touches, as long as it coincides with something, especially if it coincides with something. So for example, this one is around GP, perfect buy. Let's see, this is 1.5. Yeah, this one was 0.5, so good. Wow, another perfect buy. GP, amazing, right? So it has been amazing for return so far. And if we were to look at this one, the most recent move, now the concern that I have, a little bit of a concern that I have is the room that's left to move. So essentially, if you look at this, is a rising wedge. Okay, on this move up, I would want to see a break into new all-time highs. We have to see a break into new all-time highs. If we don't, what you could see is, if we were to see another rejection here, it's going to come back down to a lower low. Okay, so we're going to need to see breaking into new all-time high, but a little bit more hesitant on this play. Regardless, I wanted to bring it to you guys' attention just because, it's a great opportunity. Moneyline has yet to fail. It's a very easy stop. Even if you were to buy today at the close, 64.70, you put your stop under 61.50. That's $3 risk. So 5% versus the upside potential of 13%. I guess that's part of the reason why I'm a little bit more hesitant to play, because risk to reward wise is only just under 3-1, potentially higher, but just to be conservative, the resistance area is right here. So let's say that you do make it into new all-time highs, then that's a lot better. 28% versus 5%, you're looking at 5-1. So there is a potential easy stop. This is an easy stop play. Next is ROKU. So still a similar idea. We are looking at that money line, seeing if what's going to happen from here. So the anticipation was, we're going to come back up to this previous resistance and then come down, but now it seems like we're just going sideways, chopping around that daily 8. There's no reason to trade this yet. Gonna have to see whether if we come back down. So it might take a little bit longer now to get to here, meaning we're gonna have to move our alert up a little bit. So if it does get down to this 1, 2, we're gonna need to see it in the next 2 days. Okay, maybe not. It could drag out for a little bit longer. GP lines up with this, yeah. So it could drag out all the way into, what is that, next Monday, Tuesday kind of thing. but keep an eye on it. Let's actually drag this above GP, make it easier. Okay, next is AI. I haven't looked at this ticker in a long time. It has been a long time downtrend with this trend line that's been keeping it down. We see now rejection 1, 2, 3 rejections so far, and we're now breaking over. I'm sure there's a lower trend line here you can find somewhere, but I'm not going to bother with it because we are over the upper trend line already. We are seeing increasing bull volume, lots of resistance up ahead. But there's a good potential for this to see trend reversal on the daily from here. We're going to need to see a break. Oh, we did break over it. 52.20, 52.62. So we did break over it, and we might ideally the bulls want to see another follow through day to see a close above this previous resistance first before seeking a daily higher low. But it looks like the chart is still a little bit weak. Give it some time, but potential, big potential, decent chart. You know, it's not, I wouldn't call this a golden setup, but it's a decent chart for those that are interested in daily reversal plays. Next is MRNA. Okay, so potential ABC is still there. A, B, and we did come right up to it a little bit earlier than anticipated, but we are now seeing more bearish action now. Volume, meh. Would anticipate a revisit of 300 roughly. Let's revisit this. So, yeah. PFE, Pfizer. Wow, it's been a long time since we drew this, eh? So last time we looked at it, head and shoulders, it played out. This was the neckline, saw some decent follow-throughs, and then it just continued running. Okay, so if... Sorry, I keep looking at the clock because I gotta leave in about 10 minutes. So there's still quite a bit of room to the money line anyways. GP is above. .5 is coming up. Seems relatively strong. I would anticipate a pullback to this GP. So this could be a delayed move of ABC kind of thing. Previous resistance support, or previous all-time high resistance was 43.82, right on that top end of the GP at 43.80. With the money line being here, we could see it drag out for quite some time. From here, we could be seeing, you know, a lower high into a lower low kind of thing. Chart is cooled off, so we could also see just new all-time high. But then that might form a bearish divergence. All right, next is PLTR. Huge upper wick. Oh, that does not look good. Got over the resistance. I'm unable to close over it on Friday. Decent increasing volume on Friday, and now we're seeing a decreasing bull volume with huge upper wick, still unable to close over the previous resistance. A little bit of a red flag from here. I think we're still okay though. So even, yeah. So even if we let's do this. Even if we were to revisit daily 8 or even here, the upper trend line again before we take off, I don't imagine we'll go pull back that far. GP maybe over here kind of thing. Would still be looking for an ad. Actually, right here might make sense. It's around that 88. So PLTR, it's a little bit of a red flag now, but no reason to sell out. DKNG still bull flag, nothing to note. We are seeing a wick from the GP. All right, so we are seeing a wick from the GP. If that is the high now, we could very well be revisiting the reverse GP, which lines up with this resistance right here. So I don't really want to draw a line here. Let's just draw a possible scenario. So if we're to come back down, this would still be a bull flag. Oh, double click too early. All right, so come back down, make a new high again. Come back down, make a new high, daily bear divergence before coming back down to the GP. Potential scenario. Okay, next is, let's do the last one. Time is it? 20. Yeah, okay. We will finish it off at, actually let's do two more. First one, PKK. PKK, huge move from the bottom. Huge move from the bottom. July 2020, so it's just over a year, 13 months now. From 34 cents all the way up to 10. Highest is $11 for close. 11.06 for the wick. And as of today's close, that's 2,967% over 13 months. Huge. PKK fintech. So if you are in this ticker, what I just want to mention is, we could be seeing huge further runs, but seeing this kind of chart, there's, depending on how you draw it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that makes sense. So I go from 34, this is 1, the first move, 62, and then this is 3, 4, 5, and that means it could be the top. I'm not seeing a reversal candle. Bear volume is decent, but it is still holding that daily 8. So as of right now, daily 8 is your guide. Make sure to take some profits, regardless of what how big of a green, especially if you're in huge green positions. Make sure to take some profits, and to ensure that a much less likely chance of losing this trade. Last time we took a look at it was over here. Okay, yeah, so it kept running from 7 to 11, another 30%, 37%. Amazing chart. There is a daily bear divergence, huge daily bear divergence that's formed now. If we start seeing follow through and lose that guideline of daily 8, we'll be looking at a daily higher low, which is kind of scary if you draw those fibs. Even the 0.382, you're looking at 848. Okay, and the last but not least is BRAG. And I saw decent follow through today. Is this Canadian or US? BRAG. Oh yeah, so I charted both Canadian and US. It's not really, yeah, I think they just imported the Canadian side of data into the US side. Anyways, so let's we'll remain looking at the Canadian side until there's more data, more actual factual data on the US side. Okay, so BRAG today is, I think it was as high as of a 14% move, 11% move, 11.3% move. Closing is very decent. We did get over this previous rejection, but unable to close above it. So this yesterday, Friday was the sign that you should be potentially adding, but we were still a little bit extended from the daily 8 inside bar indecision. So the thing I like about this chart right now is this key trend line that was previous support, resistance, support, and then support again here, resistance again here. We are now seeing it become a support on this daily bull flag. That yes, Friday is inside bar with low bear volume. We are seeing a very nice hold, a wick from it today again on decent bull volume. Nothing crazy, but we're gonna if we don't see follow through tomorrow, put it this way, if we don't see follow through tomorrow, I would anticipate a little bit more of a sideways action for that daily A to catch up before a next leg move up. But the chart looks great. Even if we were to come down to make a higher low, you know, around this previous right here. Okay, yeah, let's draw that. This previous support resistance at about $12, that would be an add for me. Support broke down, resistance $11.80. Okay, so it's fairly close. So $12. Short term wise, that's the notable. I might actually put in a limit order at $12. Anyways, so that's it for today's video. Again, thank you guys for watching and subscribing. Hope you guys enjoy the content. If you know anyone that may potentially benefit from the content we share, please do consider sharing our channel with them. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys in the next video.